Hey y'all, welcome to the 15th episode of the Yarn This podcast. I'm really excited about today's episode. I've been watching a lot of podcasts lately. I've been excited about my knitting and my spinning and everything in general right now with what's going on in my knitting life and the rest of my life as well. I'm trying something a little different today. I usually record on my tablet, but I decided to try my phone. The problem is that you have to lay it on your side, do the landscape, and the camera is over here where I'm used to looking up here, and I'm afraid it's going to be like I'm trying not to look you in the eye. I'll do the best I can, and maybe soon I can figure out something a little better. But anyway, we'll try this today and see what happens. I'm Shama, by the way. Jessie's Girl 84 on Ravelry and Instagram. You can also find my Yarn This groups on Facebook and Ravelry. If this is your first time watching, thanks for giving me a chance. I know there are so many other podcasts out there and so many amazing podcasters, and I'm going to talk about some of them today. But I appreciate you giving me a shot. And if you're one of my returning yarnies, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it. Today is Friday, July 29th, 2016. Today's segments are going to include Puppy Love, my works in progress, Another One Bites the Dust, my FOs, the final countdown, my future projects, You Spin Me Right Round, my spinning, things that make you go, and those, every week I do a new knitting term that you may or may not already know, but if you don't know it, then you'll learn something new. We are family, all things knitting friends, fiber festivals, podcasters, indie dyers, new yarn acquisitions, and then one week the miscellaneous things about my life that are pretty much non-knitting. So first of all, let's start off with Puppy Love, my works in progress. I shouldn't even show y'all this first thing because I don't think I've made much progress since the last time I recorded. But I'm going to anyway because, you know, it's beautiful, I guess. And I think that with the new setup, you might be able to get a better idea of what the colors are. Oh, and I'm in the part, I've already started a row. But anyway, this is my Unicorns and Rainbows shawl. Oh, yeah, you can really see the color so much better. So it'll be worth me looking kind of funky at the camera for y'all to see the colors. This is the Unicorn Party Shawl by Kathleen Dames. This is the yarn. The yarn is Kimmerie's Knit Knacks fingering. This is a 75 merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina. And this is the Rainbow Connection colorway, which I've told y'all about before. Look at the colors. Y'all can finally see them. Amazing. I'm knitting this on size 6 4mm needles, and I really do want to finish this, but I've been kind of working on other things that you'll see here in a minute. But anyway, so that's that. Also, and this is still ongoing and making progress, is my Happy Knitting Memories blanket, which is cozy memories, or whatever else everybody calls it. This is the memory blanket, though, by Georgie Nicholson. And I'm using different fingering weights with scraps. And I'll tell you what I've used this last time. I'm using 1.5 needles, 2.5mm. And this is what I've done so far. Oh, yeah, the colors look so much better. And I wanted to have all my squares done, and I have a few ends not woven in. Not too bad. I'm pretty much keeping up with it, but anyway, I couldn't stand it. I had to start another square last night, and I'll show you why in a minute, why I couldn't stand it. Mainly because I don't have any self-control when it comes to my knitting, but so what yarns, I have to pause you for a minute. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, I was going to tell you what yarns I've used since last time. Let's see what number. Yeah, oh, sorry. I'm not used to having my camera that low. So number 11, yes, is this. This is my Wizard's Duel from Kimmery's Knickknacks in the Wizard's Duel colorway, and this is the Gryffindor, and I knit my Wizard's Duel socks out of these. The next one is this one up here. It's sparkly, and it is Yarn Carnival Gypsy Aubade, I guess, and I use this in my Color Affection shawl. The next one is this one, and it's also Kimmery's Knickknacks, and it's Peppermint Mocha yarn from my Peppermint Mocha socks from Coffee with Cece book. Number 14 is this one, and I was at knit night last night, and I was trying to figure out what I had knit with this blue. And I was talking to the girls, and I'm like, you know, this is crazy. I looked through all of my Ravelry and couldn't find anything in my projects, nothing. And so finally this morning it hit me. About 3 or 4 years ago, a friend of mine, Carrie, we did a scarf swap, and she knitted a scarf for me, a beaded scarf, and it's beautiful. It's blue, and the scarves are crystal looking. And she used this yarn and sent me the leftover. So I'm going to put this in my memories blanket, but I couldn't remember at first what it came from. This is Dream in Color Smushy with cashmere. This is a sock weight, and the colorway is, I'm sorry y'all, this is all rolled up, Blue Fish. So this is just amazing for me, and I like the way it came out in my blanket. And the newest one that I'm working on, is this one, and it is Brazen Stitchery You'll Shoot Your Eye Out colorway in the Paparazzi sock. And this is what I knit my Christmas socks out of last year. So you can see the red and the green, and then the white is speckled in between. Right now I'm just on the green right there. I'm just barely into it. So next time you'll see this, and hopefully 3 or 4 more. But we'll see, because Ravelinics start a week from today, and I'm going to be focusing on that, but I'll talk about Ravelinics here in just a few minutes. So that's my second working project, and the third thing is the thing I've been focusing on the most, which is my Sherlock and Coffee socks. This is the Caramel Latte socks by CC Almond from the Coffee with CC book. The yarn is Knit Picks Felici in the Baker Street colorway, and I'm doing these on 1.5, 2.5 millimeter needles on my 9-inch needles. I'm knitting these because Jilly of the Knitting Broomstick, Vegan Jilly, is going to have a Sherlock along starting Monday. And these socks are a little bit time consuming. They're not difficult, but they take a little bit more time because of the pattern. But I wanted to go ahead and get a head start on them. And also because of the Ravelinics too. So these are from the Coffee with Cece book, like I said, the Caramel Latte socks. This is going for the Knitting Broomsticks Coffee with Cece KAL, as well as her sock club, as well as the Sherlock along. So I am really about, I don't know, 1.5 inches, 2 inches from starting the ribbing. I can put in my awesome sock ruler. I love this thing. If y'all don't have a sock ruler, you need to find one and order it now if you're a sock knitter. Yes, I'm just almost to 6. Let's see, these stiff needles are kind of difficult. I'm at 6 1/4 inches, and maybe a smidge past, no, about 6 1/4. So I have 1 1/4 inches till I start the ribbing, and I always do 12 rows of ribbing because that's a good number for me, and 12 is my favorite number, so I can always remember it. So those are the last thing that I'm working on. I had really planned to have it finished, but tomorrow I don't plan to do anything but watch podcasts and TV and knit, because I've got everything caught up around here, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I didn't mean to take so long with that, even though it was just 3 projects. I talked on and on and on. Now, another one bites the dust, the things that I finished up this time. Now, 2 of the things I don't have, but I have pictures of them. We celebrated my niece's 3rd birthday party last Saturday. And she's a princess, and she loves princesses and all things princess. Frozen has been her big thing, but she is now obsessed with Rapunzel. So I decided to knit her, hang on, sorry, a Rapunzel hat with a braid. And actually, this is a hat pattern by Nikki Epstein. It's Heidi, like the book Heidi, from Knitting a Kiss in Every Stitch book. So this one had 2 braids like Heidi did. But of course Rapunzel has one long braid down the back. So what I did was I just knitted the little hat in pink because she loves pink. For some reason it's not wanting to come up. And I just pulled 24 strands of yarn right through the center back. I put in a marker so I'd know where it was. And I just pulled them through like a huge tassel. Well, some reason, nothing's wanting to show up here. I pulled them through like a huge tassel, and then I just braided it. I am so sorry, y'all. I feel like I'm really out of it today. And I knitted it out of a hot pink, and it was Bernat Sheepish by Vicki Howell in the hot pinkish colorway. And the braid is yellow, and I used Hobby Lobby's I Love This yarn. And I used a size 9 5.5 millimeter needle. Here we go, I'm about to be able to pull it up. And she loved it. She put the hat on immediately and wore it for quite a while, even though it was hot outside. This is what it looked like. Knit it up. And this is my little princess showing it off. She had a big barrette in her hair, so that's making that lump on her head. Anyway, that was a pretty big success. She was pretty happy with it. However, I knitted her something else that I thought she might really love, and she might still. I mean, she's 3. But this is a scarf, garter stitch, and I called it the Squishy Sparkly Scarf for a Princess. And I knitted out of a discontinued yarn from Hobby Lobby called Yarn Bee Chinchilla. Someone had given me this yarn, and it's super bulky. And I always thought, well, what am I going to do with it? Because it was only 88 yards. Well, it turned out to make a pretty good scarf. And honestly, the whole time I was knitting it, I was kind of wishing I'd kept it for myself. Anyway, this is in the Sweet Thing colorway. And so here's what it looked like. I'll knit it up. And since Etta wasn't really interested in wearing it, her Uncle Sam tried it on for me, and let me take a picture of him. Can you see that? And her oldest, she has 2 brothers, and the older of her 2 brothers is 9. This is my Alton boy, and he tried it on for me, and it was silly. But anyway, so that was fun. I mean, I knitted it up like the day before. Super squishy and super yummy. I would totally wrap up in that. But like I said, sadly, that yarn is discontinued. My younger son even said he wished I could knit a blanket out of it. And I said, if I could find that yarn, I would knit a blanket, because it wouldn't take any time. Is that all I finished? Yep, that was it. Those 2 things. But that was good enough. I was happy with those. And so now we come to final countdown. I don't know why I keep doing this section, because you know, I have cast on, like the socks that I said I was going to cast on last time. Those are what I'm working on now, but I still have never cast on for my Hitafude. But starting Monday is another knit along with Vegan Jilly of the Knitting Broomstick podcast and Cece and Dammy of the Geeky Girls podcast. Cece has just designed a new pattern, and I'm going to pull that up and show you. It's a Gilmore Girls pattern. So we're having a Gilmore Girls knit along. I'm participating. And so I bought the pattern. And like I said, it starts Monday and it goes through September 30th. But if you bought this pattern, or if you have a Gilmore Girls inspired pattern, you cannot start it before the 30th. It has to be cast on, on the 1st, I'm sorry. It has to be cast on that day or later. But you have 2 months. Anyway, this is what it looks like. I think it's going to be a pretty simple sock. You should listen to Cece talk about it. Go to the last episode or 2 of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. Now, I'm trying to decide what yarn I want to use. I have it narrowed down. I had it narrowed down to 4, and then one of them I definitely took out of the running, and that's this one. This is my KALs by Brazen Stitchery, and KALs is from Firefly and Serenity. I think there might be either a sci-fi knit along on the knitting broomstick next year, or maybe specifically Firefly. So I think I'm going to save this yarn for that. It's beautiful, beautiful. Brazen Stitchery can never go wrong. So this is what I've narrowed it down to for sure. My only skein of Western Sky knits on the Twinkle sock base in their Supernova. Look at that. Look how sparkly and beautiful and amazing. I cannot believe how well the colors are coming out of my phone. Also, I have another Brazen Stitchery that I got at the Houston Fiber Festival this year, and it's Brat Pack, and this is self-striping. I love, love, love this. It's the neon colors of the 80s. And then the last one, which is another sock yarn that I've had, it's my oldest mustache yarn, and I started some socks with it, and for some reason I kept messing up. They're cabled, but I kept losing my place in the pattern. Anyway, so this is Unicorn Apocalypse yarn. You can see it's sparkly, and it's pink and turquoise and lime green, like right here is a good lime green, yellow, a little bit of orange, some black. And this was the very first incarnation of Unicorn Apocalypse. She's had several since then, so if you have some, it's probably not going to look like this. So anyway, those are the 3, and I really don't know. I'm not sure which I'm going to knit my Where You Lead I Will Follow socks out of. The next thing that I'm definitely going to be casting on, hopefully a week from today, is my Ravel Linux project. I'm going to knit, where is this? There we go. The Circle of Time TARDIS KAL. Oh, you know what? I'm going to pull up a better picture of it. I think I already have it pulled up. Yes. This is by Rebecca Dunn Designs of Lazy Cat, yes, yarns. There you go. And all of this in here is beads. So I'm going to have to go get some beads next week. But I have the most amazing yarn that I got at the Houston Fiber Festival called Time and Space from Lazy Cat. Look at the blue and the sparkly. Whoo! I can't get enough sparkle. Anyway, so this is definitely going to be my Circle of Time KAL for the Ravel Linux. I'm going to drop this stuff on the floor that I've already talked to you about. There we go. Now, and then the last thing I'm just going to mention, because I'm not quite there yet, is the next pair of socks that I'm going to knit from Coffee with Cece for the knitting through the book, and also the KAL from Vegan Jilly. It's the Strawberries and Cream Frappe socks. And I think I'm going to use this yarn. This is by Knitting Rose Yarns. Lise has a podcast. She's from Texas. This is her Blossom sock yarn, which is a 75-25. and it's the Casino colorway. I originally got this to do my Rose Tyler socks, but I think I'm going to do the Strawberries and Cream Frappe socks out of it. It's beautiful. And I've had it for a couple of years, so it would be good to go ahead and use that too. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. Now I want to quickly, no, I'm gonna hold off on that till We Are Family. Now you spin me right round. I'm so excited. I had some unknown fiber, and I decided that I would probably just spin it up because it was beautiful and soft. And I wanted to spin it up for my last thing for Tour de Fleece. And this is what it turned out. This is a little bit brighter than what it is. It's actually a little darker. My friend Doug, DGOU on Ravelry, sent me a message and said it looks like grape compote. It's not perfect. Some of the plies didn't really twist, and I don't know why. But when I was talking to the girls at Knit Night last night, they said, don't worry about it. When you're knitting with it, it'll all go together. Just, it's handmade. So, I don't know how many yards there are, or even what size it is. It's bigger than fingering for sure, maybe even closer to worsted. But we'll see. I need to do my wraps per inch and everything. I need to be more diligent about that kind of thing when I'm talking to y'all, but I'm so unused to all the spinning that I can't seem to get all my ducks in a row before I get on here and talk to y'all about it. Anyway, I'm pretty proud of it. The newest thing I'm spinning is Vampiric Rain by Robin of the Sample Family on Etsy. She is actually Kim Marie's sister. And I showed y'all this last time. She brought this to us at the Houston Fiber Festival. She had Rolags for us. And this is my Vampiric Rain. Purples and reds and blacks with some white in there. It is amazing. And in my very limited spinning experience, I had never spun from Rolags. This is actually the one I'm spinning from now. Look at that red. Look how vibrant and bright that is. Anyway, I'm loving this. I'm enjoying this, but this is what's so interesting about it. I don't know, like you know, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of going along and letting the fiber guide me. And you know, people always say, let your yarn tell you what it wants to be. Well, this fiber apparently wants to be, let me do this here, really, really fine. Look at that. I don't even know how I'm doing it. And it's taking me a while. I've spun on it several nights, and this is all I've got. But that's okay. I'm enjoying it. I'm not in a rush for it. But this is the funny thing. Robin gave us some hand spun of the same of yarn that she had spun from the same fiber that she gave us. She gave each of us different fiber, and this is what mine came out to that she spun up for me. So we got very, very different yarn out of the same fiber. It's 100% merino, and you ought to go to the the Sample Family Etsy page and look at her stuff. She's got some amazing, beautiful stuff. Okay. Today's things that make you go, is KIP. KIP, if you've ever heard of it, is knitting in public. That just means you're outside your house, at the bookstore, in line at the grocery store, at a restaurant, at the movies, somewhere in public where you're knitting, with your knitting group at Panera for us. So that's what KIP is, knitting in public. And that's the thing that makes you go, this week. Y'all, I am sorry. I don't know where I'm looking. I'm trying so hard to get this right. Next, We Are Family. I've been watching, and I talked about this last time, the Inside Number 23 podcast with KT. I told you that her name on Ravelry was Miss Lavelia. Misslavella. She has changed it since that episode where I saw that. It is now just Miss Lavelli without the A at the end. That's also what she goes by on Instagram, Periscope, and wherever else. I'm not sure where else she is. But I binge watched this episode. My family was like, I have never seen you this obsessed with a podcast. But she's so adorable, so energetic, and so excited about everything she does. And she got me excited. That's part of the reason I'm so excited about everything this week. She used to be in theater, and she can sing. She sang, I can't remember the name of the song. It's a Sarah Bareilles song. And I'm not kidding you. I was crying. I was crying. Her voice was beautiful, and she was just singing at home. But she moved me. She's precious. Anyway, I think we could be friends. She's great. She is also an amazing sewer. And she is starting a sew-along Monday. I probably won't get to start Monday, but it's a month long, and I've sewn. I just feel like I could learn some things from people who know what they're doing more than I do. But we're doing the Hollyburn skirt. I've got this pulled up here. I want to show y'all. It's a very simple skirt. It has a waistband, and it's a kind of a flared skirt. It comes in 3 lengths. This is probably the one I'm going to do, the longest one, below my knees, because I have terrible legs. I haven't owned a skirt in more than 20 years. I don't know. So I'm just going to try this and see. Okay, here's the shortest version. The shorter the version, the more flare there is in it. Sorry, y'all. But I'm going to do the longest one. There are 3 lengths. I think I'm going to do a denim. And then if I can get it to work, and if it looks okay on me, I am going to get some Harry Potter fabric and some Doctor Who TARDIS or something, and make myself some skirts, because, you know, geeky skirts would be awesome. So go watch her, and if you're interested in sewing, look into this pattern. It's something you can either buy online or you can print out yourself. And somebody said you could take it down to like Staples or Office Depot or one of those places, and they will put it on big paper for you, so you don't have to cut it and tape it together. The next podcast that I was watching is the Hey Sister podcast. These are 2 adorable sisters. Tabby is Awesome Socks on Ravelry, and Rachel is Rachel Makes. They have 4 episodes up so far, unless they put one up since I last looked. And they have, one of them has 4 children and one has 1, and the kids are kind of playing in the background. You can hear the noise. And one of them has been knitting for a couple of years, and the other one has been knitting for 2 months. So I'm amazed at what these girls can do. They're cute. They talk a lot. They're very enthusiastic. And again, this was another podcast that kind of got me all excited about everything again. Not that I wasn't, but you know, sometimes you get like a shot in the arm. And so, yeah. And the last one is Sockmatician. That's Nathan. He's another British knitting podcast. He has 27 episodes plus tutorials, and so far his episodes are pretty long. I know I finished the first one. I can't remember if I finished the second one yet, but maybe, I don't remember. But he's very informative. His voice is very soothing. He's very intelligent, and he does double knitting. He designs double knitting patterns. He knits double knitting. He loves it. And he's just got a very scientific, mathematical kind of mind. So go watch Sockmatician. Give him a shot. He's very different, but he's also amazingly good. And like I said, I'm only 1 or 2 episodes in, but I really, really do like him. And that's it for new podcasts this week. I'm going to try to watch at least 1 new podcast every week and give you a review. And like I said last time, if I don't like it, I'm not going to mention it. If I haven't mentioned it, that doesn't mean I've watched it. But so far, I mean, I'm no critic, and I can't be a critic. You know, I would like to get some feedback from some other podcasters, but at this time, I'm just doing the best I can and trying to improve all the time. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about in We Are Family is a new order I got from Knit Picks. This is super exciting, right? I don't have any fixed circulars, but I got this size 3 to knit my coffee date shawl on because that's the last pattern I'm going to be knitting out of the Coffee with CC book for the Coffee with CC KAL. And I needed these, so I don't know why I held those up there so long. I meant to get the newest ones because I love the color of them, but I accidentally got the Caspian, and that's fine. I love the color of these as well. But I may have accidentally thrown in a few skeins of yarn because I'm not going to pay shipping. When I could spend that money on yarn, I'm going to get all the yarn I can get for it. Felici's back. Felici's back. Yay, Felici! I've knit 2 pairs of socks. The ones I just showed you earlier, my Baker Street socks, my Sherlock socks. And I got some last year. That's actually where the Baker Street came from. I also knit my Halloween socks from Felici last year that I had gotten before I realized what a treasure it was, and I had it in my stash. So anyway, when it came back, I decided to get several pairs of skeins. This one is Ever After. Oops, sorry. Because fairy tales. Is there really anything else you need to know? I got... Oh yeah, oof, this is so pretty. This is Bubble because, well, Bubble Gum. Bubbles is my favorite Powerpuff Girl. So Bubble, you've got a dark pink, a kind of a carnation pink, a light blue, and a cream. Whew. That'll make some beautiful socks. I don't usually go for super dark. Well, I don't go for a lot of black yarn just because, you know, it's hard to knit. And black is just not my thing. I like color. But I thought these were beautiful. I also like jewel tones. So this Felici is the Eclipse colorway. So black, purple, blue. Well, is that purple or blue? It's got kind of a mustardy color in it, but I'll have to overlook that. And black, of course. And then this fuchsia right here. Yeah, beautiful. And then I had been wanting this particular Felici, and I didn't think they were going to bring it back. And I frantically searched one day on Facebook Ravelry, when I discovered they had put this out, and it's Time Traveler, Doctor Who. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's got like salmon and kind of a green and yellow. Did I say purple? Yes, Doctor Who. So I'll probably take this and knit one of the Doctor Who patterns that Cece designed, because I have all of her Doctor Who patterns. The original intent for this, besides those needles that I needed, was to buy yarn for the I Love You More Than Pumpkin Spice socks out of Cece's book, because those will be the last socks I knit out of the book. They're cabled, and she has them knit out with a contrast toe and heel, and she reversed the colors on the socks. Well, twice I've thought I had the yarn I needed, and it turned out that both of the yarns, y'all probably remember, did not have nylon in them. So this time I ordered Hawthorne, and I made sure that this had nylon in it. This colorway that I'm going to show you first is Fawn. It's a brown, so that'll be a good, this is kind of looking more red. It's really more brown, really brown. It'll be a good coffee color. But then I like blue and brown together, but this is actually more purple, which is, again, that's fine. Delphinium. It's beautiful. It's a little darker than that, too. This is showing up a little brighter. I'm just so happy that the colors are showing up something, because I've had nothing on my colors for so long. So, the only other thing that I got with my Knit Picks yarn is I happened to look, and they had a code. They have a new yarn, And if you put in the code, they sent you a free skein of it. You pick the color. And it's their Mighty Stitch Super Bulky. It's 20% superwash Australian wool and 80% acrylic. It's only 44 yards. But look at that. This colorway is, I'm sorry. I don't see a colorway. Oh, Ash. I'm sorry, Ash. Ash Ketchum. Pokemon. Speaking of, oh, Pokemon Go. Both of my boys have downloaded it. I don't know how much my younger son has walked. I'm sure he's at 50 miles now. So all the people that don't like it, it's really getting him out there. And he's very quiet and introverted, and he's talking to people more. And I can't say enough good things about Pokemon Go. Plus, I mean Pokemon. My kids grew up with it. I love Pokemon, and so I'm excited about it. And I really hope I didn't talk about it last time. Okay. A couple of other things that I'm going to talk about. One thing is, I've been watching all these podcasts, and I'm not a hot tea drinker. Much as I wanted to be, I've tried and I've tried. Sorry, I've got a fuzz or something from all the yarn. I wanted to be, but I couldn't seem to like it. But I just finally decided, look, you're going to like hot tea. And I've had a lot of sinus and allergy trouble this spring and summer, really bad. And I found this sinus tea, and I'm like, I'm going to drink this stuff hot. And it's got like spearmint and wintergreen and peppermint, and I love anything mint. So I decided to give it a try. And I thought, well, you know what's going to make it better is to put it in my flower mug. I've had this mug for several years, and for a while it was my coffee mug, but as you can tell, it doesn't hold nearly as much coffee, well, I can't turn this sideways, as my TARDIS mug does. So I prefer to have my coffee in here, but this is really good for my tea. And I don't even know, besides the sinus soother, I bought a pumpkin one because it is time for fall. And, I've enjoyed that. So I think I'm actually on the road to liking hot teas, and I'm very excited. I found out about one, and when I was at the store today, I couldn't find it. But I'll go to H-E-B next time, which is a Texas grocery store chain, which is amazing. And I will see if I can find it there because they have a fabulous tea selection there. Oh, yeah. When I was watching the Inside Number 23 podcast the other day, KT was talking about her brand new planner. And I got to thinking, you know, when I first started using my bullet journal, I wanted to have something I could just write in, just a plain lined book, but I'm not keeping up with it. I have to draw out everything every month, and I'm just not doing a very good job keeping up with it. Well, Katie bought one from a company called, you know what, I can't remember. And I found it, it's a really cute one. I found it on Amazon, but it said ships within like 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 months. And I was like, I want one that's going to be August of 2016 through December of 2017. And Monday is August 1st, so I want to get started on it as soon as possible. So instead of waiting around for that, I decided to go to Barnes & Noble and see what I could find. They always have planners. And with school about to start, they really do have a good selection of planners right now. On top of which, I had a 20% off coupon that expired today. So I went in today, and I found this 2017 Bohemian. Oof, isn't that pretty? It's a planner, deluxe planner, by Susan Wingett. She did the artwork. It has a nice little pocket right here in the front. And it's not detached here, it is actually attached. So you can't like make it bulging, which is good, but you can keep some things in there. Then it's got my general information page here. And it's got a 2-year overview calendar, which is amazing. And then here it's got a bunch of holidays from around the world listed, which I think is great. But that's for 2017, 2018. Okay, so Monday. Here's the August 2016. This is the month at a view right here across these 2 pages. It's got holidays listed, individually. It's also got like the full moon and half moon. It still has the little calendar down the side here, which I like. Kind of look ahead a little bit if I need to. But what's even better is that instead of me having to like list things or try to figure out how much room, I've got the month like this. Every day I've got a little section as well as a to-do list here. So if I've got things I need to get done through the week, I can just write them here. And then whenever I get them done, I can check them off. I'm very, very excited about it. And like I said, it goes through the end of 2017. It's got these little tabs, so I'll know right where I am. I know that part of the good thing about a bullet journal is that you can number the pages, and I still might use mine for things like that. I'm not sure yet. At the back of this one, it said they had stickers, and everybody's always got these cute stickers, and I thought, oh, that's great. But I'm not excited about these. They say like dentist, doctor, vet, haircut, carpool, blah, blah, blah. I won't use those. Speaking of haircut, y'all, tragedy has struck. I can never find anybody to cut my hair. I usually find a butcher. And when I can finally find someone, I hold on to them for dear life. I had a guy in Beaumont, when we lived in Beaumont, that was really good. He cut all of our hair. And I really liked him. He was amazing. And then I finally found someone here. She unfortunately had, I believe it was a liver disease, and she passed away. And then I went from one butcher to another. And finally, I settled on a girl who I know actually, and I trust her. She's gotten me through all the hair loss with my weight loss surgery. And I found out today that she's moving to Tennessee. If it was 30 minutes away, an hour away, I would drive. So now I'm not sure what I should do. Shave my head, laser my hair off, knit hair and forget about it. I don't know, because it's going to take me years if I ever find somebody who can cut my hair again. It's not that it's all that difficult. I can't find anybody. It's not like my hair is that great. I know it's not. But it is starting to get a little thicker, and it's growing out a little bit, and I just need somebody to get me where I need to be, and Amy's going to be gone. She and her family need to be back together. Her husband had taken a job in Tennessee, and it was on a trial basis, so they weren't sure, and I was so hoping they wouldn't go. And their families are here, so this is going to be really hard because they have a 3-year-old, and it's her parents' only grandchild. Actually, I think she might be the only grandchild on both sides. So, anyway, I'm pretty sad about that. Next thing, today, my younger son and I went shopping at the Galleria, and I had a gift card that my husband had given me for Mother's Day for Bath & Body Works and also for Charming Charlie. Well, I mean, I love the shower gels, but honestly, the smell doesn't stay. So I prefer, sorry, I'll do it with this hand. I actually prefer the lotions. I had, like I said, this gift card from my husband, which was $25, but they had a buy 2, get 1 free, or a buy 3, get 2 free. Then one of the girls working there came over and said, "You're just a few dollars away from $30, and Retail Me Not has a coupon for $10 off $30. Plus, like I said, the buy 2, get 1 free, or buy 3, get 2 free, and my $25 gift card." So I got this Japanese cherry blossom for someone else, which is because it's the shower gel. For me, I got, I'm going to save that one for last, limoncello, sparkling limoncello, because I love the smell of lemon. I got poolside coconut colada because coconut and pineapple is going to probably smell like the sunscreen I used to wear in the 80s. And we would just wear that out because it smelled so good. And it wasn't for protecting us from the sun. It was helping us tan on my pasty skin. French lavender and honey. I love lavender. I love honey. Yes. Oh, I couldn't get a really good whiff of everything today because, you know, there's so many smells at Bath & Body Works. And then the last one, I'm so excited because I'm way over summer. I don't like summer to begin with, and it is ridiculously hot. But I got cinnamon pumpkin. Y'all, ugh. So I get to smell like a cinnamony pumpkin. I think my husband's going to like this one because he loves cinnamon and he loves pumpkin. So I'm excited. And we walked around the Galleria for a long time and had lunch at Potbelly's. I got some soup and my son got a sandwich and he got some boba tea, some milk tea. And so it was a really good day. I was out a lot longer than I usually am because I'm a homebody, especially in the summer. And the mall was a little bit hot and humid. It's hot and humid. But I was kind of expecting it to be cooler. But it really was a little bit hot and humid in there. But that didn't diminish our fun. We got to walk around and look at stuff. And we'll probably go back again. I mean, it wasn't my first time by any stretch. But I don't go down there often. Because it's at least a good 30 minutes. And there's always traffic there. But anyway. The one last thing I was going to say. Oh, no. I forgot about something. And things that make you go, Dammy from the Geeky Girls Knit Podcast is 16 years old. I've talked about her. I love her. She's amazing. And she has designed her first pattern, y'all. Cabled socks. Can you see? Oh, no, I'm sorry. The big picture went away. Look at those. Let me see if there's a picture of the back. Yes, right here. This is called Euglacia watsonia. That was a bee, a type of bee that Sherlock discovered on elementary and named it after Watson. All of a sudden I'm drawing a blank. Lucy Liu's character, I can't think of. So, this is the amazing socks that Dammy designed. So if you love those, go and buy them from her. They're under the Java Pearl design name. That's her mom's name, but now it's both of them. And she actually knitted that out of hawthorn. And I think she might have used the same fawn colorway that I did. That's awesome. Anyway, okay. The other day, I was sitting and spinning and knitting, and my younger son was downstairs with me. As you may or may not know, I homeschooled my boys from kindergarten through all the way through high school. So between the two of them, I homeschooled for 16 years. And, oh, I'm sorry, the dog's shaking the table. I didn't know what I was going to do with myself when they were gone. I had already taken up knitting, but my life revolved around my kids. I adore those boys, and I loved spending my days in our schoolroom, doing school together, and all the things that I wanted them to learn, as well as the academic things. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do with my life when it was over. It was a scary, scary thing for me. And so anyway, Kelby, my younger one, is 22 now, said, what would you do without knitting? And I said, you know, I really don't know. I'm thankful for knitting. I'm thankful for my knitting community, both online and my real life knit sisters. I love you all very much, and I'm so appreciative of this podcast and all the things I'm getting from it. So I guess that's really all I had this time. So until next time, knit on.